Shit. I think we might have.
Now it says 5:55 p.m.
There we are. And live.
Oh, there we go.
Hello, welcome to Around the Table Sports Talk. I'm your moderator, Ronald. And Dylan, Sam, and Adam, they will be debating on topics of sports ranging from college basketball, the NBA, the MLB, and the NFL. And please comment your sports questions to be asked during this live feed. And feel free to comment answers of the questions that I ask if you feel like you know the subject well. So the first topic we'll be talking about is Bradley basketball. And Adam, the last home game of the season is against Missouri State tomorrow. Would you consider this season a success for Bradley, considering they only won 5 games last year?
Yeah, I would consider it success, especially when you take into account that tomorrow night is senior night, and there's 0 seniors on the team this year. And they won 5 more games than they did last year, and they have a chance to win the last 2 very winnable games against Missouri State and Drake. And then they go in the tournament. And I have, in my opinion, I think if Bradley goes into the Valley tournament, they have a chance to play Illinois State again. I think they could knock them off and break their hearts and not go to the NCAA tournament, which I think as a Bradley student would be one of the greatest things that's ever happened. Bradley breaking a chance to go back to the tournament.
Do you guys have an input on that?
I mean, I would agree what you said. The last 2 games, I mean, taking a look at their last couple of games, Bradley has played extremely well, even though they lost to Northern Iowa and you mentioned Illinois State. They only lost to both of those road games. They lost to Northern Iowa by 3, just come off this home win over Evansville by 12. Missouri State is a team right now sitting at, I believe, 7-9 in the conference, so that would be a huge upset. This is a home game, the final home game for Bradley this regular season, and then ending Drake, who currently occupies the second to last spot in Missouri Valley. I just don't think they're beating ISU, but I think that would be great because this is ISU's year. They're expecting to go to the tournament, so if we could burst that bubble, that'd be awesome.
And there's an echo in the room. I'm getting feedback, so maybe talk a little bit quieter.
For sure.
So could you? We're going to be talking about the NCAA tournament. Do you guys have any picks on who you guys think would win? And please comment your picks for the NCAA tournament, March Madness.
Well, I'm just going to start off right here. I know this is the answer that everybody says every year, but I'm going to have to go with Kentucky. They're the heavy favorites this year. They were the point favorite. They are the point favorites this year, and I haven't seen too much of them. I have seen the highlights, and that just has to be my pick. I know they're like the Patriots. Most people don't want to see them win, but they're the favorites this year.
I'd have to say, I have to go with another team that everyone picks every year, but Kansas. I think they're having a stacked team as always. Bill Self, he always seems to struggle in the NCAA tournament, but I think this might be this year. They got Joshua Jackson, who could be a top 5 pick this year's draft, and Frank Mason III. He's been around there for a few years. He's a senior now, and I think he's got his final chance to finally take a deep run and maybe win the championship this year.
My dad's a KU alum, and he refuses to watch in the tournament because he always knows that they're going to blow it somehow, except that one year when Chalmers hit that dagger against Memphis. Watching Kansas right now might be the most exciting team to watch, besides UCLA. Because Lonzo Ball, 100% is the most exciting college player watching basketball right now. But yeah, Frank Mason and Devontae Graham, just the way those two play in the backcourt together. And I think the Big 12 up there with the ACC is the best conference this year. If they don't blow it, they can definitely make a run, and I wouldn't count against them.
Well, Alex out here says Duke, and Corey Blatter says Notre Dame. I gotta go for Notre Dame too. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. So on to the next topic will be the NBA. As you guys may know, DeMarcus Cousins just got traded after the All-Star game to the New Orleans Pelicans. Who do you guys think is the winners and the losers of that trade?
I think I can most certainly say that the Pelicans won that trade. I just felt like it was obvious from the start because they get DeMarcus Cousins and they what were the rest of the details of that trade? They got 2 other players.
They did anybody else. Yes.
So they have to use that pick wisely. Otherwise, it will be the Kings that won that trade. But I think for the moment, Pelicans won.
I have to say, neither team's a real winner this one. New Orleans is a terrible team, and Sacramento, they're not very good either. And the reason they kind of had a force to do this trade is their number 1 overall pick, if it fell inside the top 10 of the draft, it was going straight to the Bulls. So you get rid of DeMarcus Cousins, you're a terrible team now, Now you can ship off some more assets, maybe get a couple more draft picks, because then you got, I think a few of their picks are even supposed to go to the Philadelphia 76ers. They're loaded with picks, and then New Orleans, I don't know how well Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins are going to play together. Anthony Davis is a great player, so is DeMarcus Cousins, but when you play DeMarcus Cousins, I don't know how well you're going to mesh. That guy seems to fight with anyone and everyone.
So we have a question here from Liz. She asked, how do you market basketball to a female audience? Which is a really good question. Because it can be a male-dominant sport, because that's the WNBA, but
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to market the NBA regular season to most people, male or female. I mean, it's based upon your love for basketball. And, you know, it's, you know, you can be a fan of a certain player and follow them. I know a lot of people who are simply LeBron fans instead of actual Cleveland Cavalier fans. Exactly. So, I mean, if you can find a favorite player, and with the NBA, you can find them in various commercials, you know, because they're very oriented with marketing themselves in that way and getting themselves out there. But I want to touch on something real quickly, too, with the Pelicans and Kings right now. With the Western Conference, the Kings right now are actually ahead of the Pelicans by 1 game. So that's kind of interesting. But if the Pelicans do get better with Cousins, they're going to get the 8th seed and have to play the Warriors.
Yeah.
So what's the point of making that trade, especially when Cousins is going to walk at the end of the season?
But that'd be an exciting first round series.
That would be.
Golden State Warriors versus the New Orleans Pelicans.
So again, I'd love to see how that
Yeah,
match.
exactly.
And going off the Warriors, LeBron says he and Steph Curry doesn't have a rivalry. Do you agree with that?
I somewhat agree with that because they're in different conferences, so they play each other a lot less often than they would someone in the same conference now. One of the best rivalries in NBA history, Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson. Larry was in the Eastern and Magic was in the Western, and but that rivalry was based on visiting each other in the NBA Finals constantly, and so far LeBron and Curry have only visited each other once. So I think there is potential for a rivalry there, but I'm not seeing one at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think it's much of a rivalry either, because if you go back to the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, they both played similar positions. They were kind of point forwards. You know, they pass the ball, they shoot the ball well. But with LeBron James, who can carry a team as a small forward, while Steph Curry is a point guard. And I just don't know if Steph Curry can put the team on his back like LeBron can. LeBron can take any team. He took a team, what was that, 2005 when they played the Spurs in the finals?
It was when he was with the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
I believe it was 2007.
2007.
Yeah.
That team had no one on it. And he took it to the finals to play the Spurs. Yeah, they got blown out, but I don't think Steph Curry can take much of a pass on his team.
And going off that, who do you guys think is going to win the NBA Finals? Who do you guys think is going to be in the Finals first?
I think it's pretty obvious. It's going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. I mean, at least the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference, they have some competition with the Spurs and the Rockets and the Clippers. But in the Eastern Conference, I don't think the Celtics, unless they trade for Jimmy Butler or some other big star, I don't think they can compete with LeBron James and the Cavaliers. And the Toronto Raptors, they always get their hearts broken every year by the Cavaliers. They're just like the Atlanta Hawks. Every year they play in the first round, they get swept by them.
I mean, that's really why I hate the NBA. I mean, are we really about to have the same finals matchup 3 years in a row? B is a fan of neither of those teams. I want to see someone different. You mentioned the Celtics. If they get Jimmy Butler, they're only 3 games back in the Cavs right now. And the Cavs won't have Kevin Love.
Yeah.
If the Cavs find themselves in the 2 seed, maybe the Celtics with home court advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals counts. It would be interesting.
You guys ready for the next topic?
Yeah, sure.
Major League Baseball. What teams do you guys think made the biggest impact of the offseason?
I'm going to be the homer answer. I think the St. Louis Cardinals made the biggest impact this offseason. I know it's kind of not a very good or popular answer, but they needed someone who could be an athletic center fielder. And they went out and got the best athletic center fielder in the free agent market. Yeah, they could have traded for Adam Eaton, but they weren't going to give up Alex Reyes or any other prize prospects. But the Cardinals go out and get Dexter Fowler, put him at the top of the order, be able to move Matt Carpenter down to the 3-hole, where he's much better position to play in. And I think you got a better team all around.
You mentioned not giving up Alex Reyes. He's given up. He's injured. He's out for a year. So that's a huge blow. I will agree. The moves in the offseason the Cardinals made went out of their typical comfort zone by signing Fowler for that much money and signing Brett Cecil reliever for that much money. Moving Carpenter down sounds great because he'll get much more RBIs. does not hit well in the 3-hole.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
He just cannot do it. Fowler, I think, is going to do great in the leadoff position. Him in center field is better because we can move Grichuk to left, where he's going to be potentially a Gold Glove left fielder, in my opinion. But I would say, I just don't think with the loss of Reyes, we have a stable. What's Lance Lynn going to
I don't
do?
trust
Waka.
them.
I don't know if we can compete with the Cubs. I will say the Nationals and the Dodgers, I think, will compete with the Cubs because who the Cubs had this
Yeah.
offseason? I mean, they are still searching for a fifth starter.
Yeah, Wade Davis, closer.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a huge
yeah.
injury concern.
Yeah, the injury concern, yeah, that's why I was some of their thing. They
So,
didn't trust him.
I would watch out for the Dodgers. They did a good job re-signing Jansen and Turner, and then the Nationals making that trade for Eaton. Even though they gave up a lot of prospects, they're in the win now mode. And they also just signed Matt Wieters today, so watch out for them too in the East.
Yeah. So right now, according to Vegas, the Cubs and the Red Sox are tied for most likely to win the World Series. Who do you guys think will compete with them?
Yeah, for
I'm fine either way. I have to say the Cubs. Obviously I'm a Cubs fan, so I'm a little biased, but after what they pulled off last year, first World Series in 108 years, and they haven't made too many changes. There is Dexter Fowler leaving. I believe it was Ben Zobrist was retiring. Is that right?
No, Ben
No,
Zobrist.
no,
Or it was
David Ross.
David Ross.
He retired. But they also have Contreras, who was a good minor league player, played in the majors last year, helped them win the World Series. He has a lot of promise.
So those are good shoots as well.
And I forgot to mention the Red Sox. Sometimes you forget they have Chris Sale in the rotation now. They have Chris Sale, Porcella, and who's the third one? Who they just signed last year? They got a big three in the rotation. David Price.
David Price, yes.
Who they stole away from the Cardinals. Don't get me started on that. But they have a big three in rotation, and all you need is 3 pitchers to go make a deep run for the postseason. And you get those 3 wins, you just need to find one other guy to win one game in the World Series. But I think the Red Sox have a decent chance to go all the way. And if they face the Cubs World Series, I think it'd be a pretty exciting matchup.
Like I said, Katrina here says, do you think the Cubs have a shot at winning next season?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have a shot. They have the Brandon MVP.
They're
They
young.
have John Lester still. They have Jake Arrieta. They have Colin Hendricks. That's all you need to say.
They definitely have a shot, but it is super hard. I think the MLB is the
Oh, yeah.
hardest sport to repeat in.
I think the last team to repeat was those Yankee teams in the early 2000s. So they won almost 4 in a row. They lost to the 3 in a row, and they lost the 4th in a row to
Yeah,
Arizona.
Diamondbacks.
Okay, so we have 2 more minutes left according to here, so I'm going to go quickly to the NFL. Tom Brady said he can play for many more years. How much longer will Tom Brady play at the elite level he's playing?
Well, he said, along with Peyton Manning, it was a year or 2 ago, he said, quote, play until you suck. So, and Tom Brady is not showing any signs of slowing down even at his age. So I think he has 1 or 2 good years in him, and then maybe one more bad year, and that's when he's going to retire.
Yeah, I think the only thing that can stop Tom Brady right now is injuries. If he has an injury in the next couple of years, I can see his career shortened. Right now, I don't know how the guy can stop. The guy's on a rampage this year after Deflategate. He was on for blood, he got it, and he only needs his right now.
Oh, and the GOAT stands for greatest of all time, for those who didn't know about that. And
It's on the board right there.
yeah, please comment who you guys think will win next year's Super Bowl. I know it's still early, and a lot of draft picks and trades and off season is happening. So please comment your picks and who you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna have to go with my Falcons. They made it there last time. I literally called them in December. I knew they were on fire. I said this team's going to the Super Bowl. They're facing an inexperienced rookie-led team in Dallas, who they ended up not even facing. They dismantled the Packers. It wasn't even close. Seahawks, I think, are honestly on the decline. Rather, I could see them getting back because they're in the NFC West, but I don't really think they're going to do much in the playoffs. Packers are obviously a popular choice, but they've got to do something to put weapons around Aaron Rodgers besides just Jordy Nelson and the defense. Losing Kyle Shanahan is going to hurt, but we've retained most of the offensive assistants, and Matt Ryan's comfortable in that offense that he can lead with Freeman, Coleman, Julio Jones, Sanu, Alex Mack leading the way on the offensive line, and then we're probably going to draft someone defensively too to help Vic Beasley out.
Well, that's all the time that we have. Thank you for your sports input, and thank you fans for all your questions. Please comment who you guys think was the best debater here. And that is it. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh my God.
That's not,